Hi, Lukewarm is a tool to help you build your audience, and I'm just going to take a few minutes here to walk you through that process. So one of the first things you can do is to find people on Twitter that are either tweeting about your content or are interested in your content based on their biography. So one of the great things you can do is find people who have tweeted an article that you're familiar with that's relevant to your what you're doing. So in this case, let's say that we're building a drone DIY kit on a crowdfunding site. We might find people who've searched for information or for articles that are kind of in that space, and these people are really warm to our subject, so we're really more likely to be able to establish a relationship with them. People who have an email address listed in their Twitter profile will be able to find those immediately. Otherwise, we will check the people who have a website listed and uncheck the people who don't. So those folks probably won't be able to be reached. But the ones with a website, they most likely will list their contact information there. So again, we can kind of go through this, and some of these results may not be pertinent to us, so we'll uncheck them, and the ones that are, we'll leave them checked. And then in just one action, we can add them all to the spreadsheet. The other thing you can do is install our bookmarklet. From the Getting Started window in your spreadsheet, you can find this page, drag that button to your browser bar, and get started. Anything you can see on Twitter can be imported. So you can run searches with location-based searches, or try to find an article that people are sharing, and you just click that bookmarklet, and anybody on that page will be pulled in into a screen where you can decide who to add to your spreadsheet. You can remove folks who don't have a website listed on their profile, or you can remove people within a certain follower range. And if we found that person from a tweet, we'll include that tweet as their origin. So that way when you're sending emails to those folks, you'll remember why you selected them. So this works in a lot of really interesting ways. You can find some specific Twitter account, for instance, and look at all the followers that they have, and you can actually import those people, or you can import favorites that they've marked. Pretty much anything you can see in the screen can work with the bookmarklet. So now you've got your spreadsheet with all of your contacts in them, however they came into it. You can sort these fields, you can delete rows, however you want to get the data the way you need it to be. You can add columns to the end for tracking additional steps, which I'll get to in just a minute. And one of the nice things to know is there's a field column called origin and input date, which show you how they got into the list in the first place. So now that you have all your contacts in the right place, you probably won't have email addresses for all of them, and this is where our crowdsourcing campaign comes in. Straight from in the spreadsheet, you can submit selected rows or all of your rows to us, and we'll begin a crowdsourcing campaign. And what that means is a human being will physically look at the websites listed for all of those contacts and visit them, try to find the contact information from them, and then send you back that email address, and it'll go straight back into your spreadsheet once everything is finished. So now you're all set to go, and you're actually ready to begin your work. So you launch the emailer, and you'll be presented with a queue of people you've not contacted yet. So you can walk through these. If you notice something right off the bat that looks like this person's not your target market, you can skip them. But otherwise, you can pop open the emailer, and this is the point when you really invest your time. This is where you research that person, click on their website, click on their Twitter profile, see what they've tweeted about, see how their website looks and what they're offering, and why they're valuable to you, and make that email count. So this is where we take a cold email and you make it lukewarm. And the whole point of this process, of this product, is that it makes everything else as easy as it possibly can, so that here is where you can invest your time. So this is where your results, your response rate, and everything it's gonna be hinged on. So make this count, make it personal, make sure that they understand the value, and that they know it came from a real person. So then the last step is to track progress. When someone responds with interest, come in here, find their information with a quick search, and then mark that connection. Maybe if they had a bad email address, you can mark that as well. You can also set custom steps, such as when did they sign up for your website, when did they subscribe for your newsletter. Those are all, any columns you add to the end of the spreadsheet can be whatever columns you like, and that's what will show up here, so you can track any step. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and visit lukewarmemailer.com for more information.